I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Should people really have to abandon their homes and communities just to save themselves from disaster? Today's in area prone to disaster, this House believes that states should prioritize disaster mitigation over relocation. And as proposition, we support this motion. At its core, this debate is how we must prioritize mitigation in areas prone to disaster instead of choosing relocation right away. We reject the idea of relocating people from their home and communities when states have the ability and also responsibility to protect them from disaster. My speech will focus on these two main things. First, that relocation takes away communities and identity, and the second one is mitigation solves the actual problem rather than running away from disaster. And for the purpose of this debate, when I say mitigation, it means improving area prone to disaster with better infrastructure, warning system, and also planning. And relocation means moving communities out of danger zone or area into new and safer one. My argument is relocation does not move people away from danger. It destroys vulnerable communities by forcing them to abandon their homes, identities, and also stability. Communities are living social networks built around families, school, jobs, and also tradition, and also local environments. Moving people and relocating people means breaking this system and structures. Government should protect a community dignity and origins, not just its survival. Compare this. House can easily rebuild, but a complex ecosystem is hard to build once it's destroyed. For example, indigenous groups for farmer and villages rely on specific lands and waters or even resources. Relocating them destroy generational livelihoods and culture they have built. And also, forced relocation create long-term poverty, unemployment, isolation, and trauma for people, especially for children. They may survive the physical disaster only to find themselves in social and economic disaster as well. Even if moving people reduce risk, local mitigation is way better because it saves life without destroying community. And also, my other argument is mitigation is way more sustainable approach to safety because it fixes disaster rather than running away from it, and also keeping community intact. Government reduce risk by investing in flood barriers, earthquake-resistant buildings, and environmental protections. And also, early warning system could be helpful. This prevents damage before it happens, rather than reacting after it happens. Relocation is reactive retreat. Relocation is reactive retreat. On the other hand, mitigation build reactive resilience. And also we can see that human progress always rely on adapting to environmental threats and buildings. And also build stronger building system and not abandoning community when danger happens. For example, Japan invests heavily in earthquake-proof infrastructure and preparedness, allowing millions of people to live safely in high-risk zone or area. Mitigation builds safer population, stronger economics, and long-term stability, and public trust. Citizens feel protected by the government rather than abandoned by the government. The opposition handles disaster by moving away from danger. Our side reduces the danger itself. Solving problem is always better than running away. While the opposition may argue mitigation is too expensive, relocation also carries massive costs for new infrastructure, compensation, and loss of economies. Unlike relocation, mitigation investment protect communities for decades without creating a new social problems. Government should not abandon communities when dangers appears. They should strengthen society's ability to adapt endure, and also survive. Mitigation builds resilience through stronger infrastructure, environmental protection, and tech innovation. These reduce risk while keeping communities functional and also stable. The opposition world hide vulnerability by moving community out of sight, out of world, and strengthen. The opposition world hide vulnerability by moving community out of sight or world, strengthen protection to preserve the right of citizens to stay safely in the places they call home. At the beginning of this debate, we asked whether communities should have to abandon their home and community to simply survive this disaster. Opposition believe the answer is relocation. We believe that responsibility is greater than that because the true measure of society is not how quickly it moves when disaster happens, people out of danger, but how strongly it protects them when danger arrives. Throughout history, humanity survived not through abandonment, but through adaptation, resilience, and protection. And it's exactly why the state should prioritize disaster mitigation over relocation.